Thanks for tuning in to Brattleboro's Town Matters podcast. These are brief updates about what is going on in Brattleboro town government and what is on the horizon for this great community in southeastern Vermont. I'm your host, Town Manager John Potter, broadcasting from the BCTV studios in Brattleboro, Vermont. We're first going to look back at what happened at the January 2nd and January 5th Brattleboro Select Board meetings, and then we'll do a quick review of the agenda for the upcoming meeting on Tuesday, January 16th. The board met on January 2nd, right after the new year, with a fairly modest agenda. There were two items on the consent agenda: ratifying an emergency replacement of an air compressor and ratifying the final costs for the 2023 paving projects. These were accepted as presented 5-0 by the board. Then there were three items on new business. The Fire Department monthly report. Fire Chief Howard discussed the monthly report for November, and Assistant Fire Chief Keir discussed the calls for that month. Chief Howard was asked about the EMS implementation project, and he said that there's an item that will go before the board in February around the proposals for collection, setting rates, and also understanding our response standard. The board moved 5-0 to accept the fire department's monthly report. Next, the board looked at an update on their goals. They had 5 goals this year around the Brattleboro Transportation Center, the town pool, community safety, housing, and safety zones. A memo that thoroughly discusses the progress to date on these 5 goals is posted on the town website on the Select Board page near where their goals are listed. The next item the board considered was the Urban Development Action Grant Program, also known as UDAG, and specifically a transfer of funds from that to the revolving loan fund. The UDAG are funds that are repaid to the town after they come in from the federal government or the state government, have been loaned out, and then repaid. By transferring those to the town's revolving loan fund, the board can then apply them to various projects related to housing or economic development that they are interested in doing. The board did pass a motion to authorize the town manager to transfer the UDAG loan proceeds, valued on December 1st, 2023, at $2,320,912 into the town's revolving loan fund. And that was the last item on the January 2nd meeting. There was a special meeting called for January 5th to discuss Detman Drive and a compelling request from Tri-Park regarding access to Mountain Home Park. Mountain Home Park has 2 bridges, and their conditions are poor. There's limited access currently for fire protection, bus service, and fuel delivery. Tri-Park had asked the town to assist with getting a temporary bridge through a program with the Vermont Agency of Transportation. However, we learned that the town must own one of the bridges to qualify for this program. After discussions with Tri-Park and staff, the town agreed to consider assuming ownership of the Detman Drive Bridge. So the board authorized the town manager to execute a memorandum of understanding with Tri-Park Housing Cooperative, and they passed that motion 5-0. They also passed a motion to initiate the proceedings to lay out and establish Detman Drive as a Class 3 town highway. Finally, they approved a motion that would provide notice of a site visit and hearing for Tuesday, February 6th, 2024 at 4 p.m. If you're interested in this idea to transfer the private Detman Drive to become a town highway, please put that on your calendar for February 6th at 4 p.m. The next regular Select Board meeting is on Tuesday, January 16th at 6:15 p.m. in the Select Board meeting room at 230 Main Street. All are welcome to attend in person or on Zoom. This is what will be discussed. There will be 3 items on the consent agenda: the Brattleboro Love Crawl Special Event Permit, a 2024 Municipal Planning Grant, and then 2 pre-bond issuance resolutions that need to be considered before a bond is issued for the Phase 1 water improvements and the improvements at the Living Memorial Park. Then there are lots of budget and finance items on new business. First, the Downtown Brattleboro Alliance and Brattleboro Chamber of Commerce will be coming to the board to discuss the marketing initiative and economic development and funding for those initiatives and projects. Next, the board will look at final draft budgets for the American Rescue Act or ARPA budget, the FY25 Capital Fund budget, and the FY25 General Fund budget. So if you have thoughts or feedback on any of those budgets, this is the meeting that you should attend. Following consideration on those budgets, the board will look at a draft warning for representative town meeting. And finally, they'll close out the night with a quarterly financial report for this fiscal year, FY24, for the period from October through December. Couple of announcements. A reminder that the deadline for petitions is quickly approaching. Petitions for Brattleboro town officers, Windham Southeast School District board members, and town meeting members are available at the town clerk's office. The deadline for getting your petition in is Monday, January 29th at 5 p.m. More details are available online at brattleboro.gov. Also, the Brattleboro Senior Center and the Vermont Department of Health are hosting a free COVID-19 vaccine clinic on Tuesday, January 16th from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Senior Center. Those age 55 and over can make an appointment by calling 802-257-7570. That's an appointment for COVID-19 vaccines by calling 802-257-7570. Walk-ins are also welcome, though. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed learning a bit more about what's going on in town government in Brattleboro. Please reach out at townmatters@brattleboro.gov if you have any suggestions or want to discuss anything further. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon.